Hey everyone, today I'm cooking James Beard's favorite Southern fried chicken from the new James Beard. I've been reluctant to try this recipe, not because it's super complicated, but because it seems too simple. The one thing that makes this recipe unique though is that James insists on using lard. He describes this chicken as being extraordinarily good, especially when fried in lard as it should be. I'm kind of sensitive and I don't want to have to cook my chicken in pig fat because I think pigs are cute. I'm gonna cook half the chicken in lard and then I'm gonna try the other half in this just generic vegetable oil. And if the lard taste is significantly better, then sorry pigs. The breading on this is straightforward. He says that you should do it in a plastic bag, and so to keep it as close as possible, I'm gonna also do the plastic bag. Maybe there's like some secret sauce to the plastic bag.
Microplastics.
We'll add some salt and some pepper. Measured weirdly specifically, at least the pepper. Like this whole recipe is willy-nilly, and then he's like, 3/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. And a variation that James puts in the recipe is to add some rosemary. Get in there, bro, what is going on? He didn't specify a marinade or brine or anything, so we did a little research to see what would be the most, I guess, Beardian way to brine a chicken. It was too much work, so I just decided to dry brine it and call it a day. I really kind of don't see any benefit to the bag, if I'm being honest. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, Daisy. So to make the test as accurate as possible, I've cut this single chicken breast into 2 halves, and then that way it'll be easier to share. It'd be kind of hard to share a chicken leg. Like you take a bite, I take a bite, you take a bite. I was also able to cut out the oysters. James likes when you have the oysters cut out. Here's one right here. But I guess for sanitary reasons, the bag kind of makes sense because you can just throw it straight into the trash.
Yeah.
Oh, James!
It'll be interesting to see how this stacks up against your last fried chicken, because that was so good.
With a name like James Beard attached to it, you think like, this is gonna be crazy, bro. Like he's doing all kinds of nutso stuff. As chefs progress in their career, it seems like they get a little bit more mellow. And I think that just from this chicken recipe, it seems like he's kind of in his mellow era in recipe making, you know?
I guess this book to me is comparable to Good Things by Samin, because it is kind of an edit of his previously done works, which I think is the main idea behind Good Things. Dang, I've never just seen a block of lard like that before. Like usually it's like prepped and cubed.
Yeah, I guess it'll just melt down. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna need 2 or if 1's gonna be enough. 1 seems like a lot.
It's a lot of lard.
I'm gonna knock it over. Oh, it was kind of skate around a little bit. I didn't know much about lard either. And so I obviously Wikipedia'd it. And apparently it was used as a butter substitute. Like it used to be cheaper than butter and it used to be cheaper than oil because it was just like a byproduct of the pork process, I guess.
That is so much lard.
Lard. And then we'll do a thigh in the lard. And then we'll do a drum in the oil. And a thigh in the oil. And then a wing. And then we'll do a lard wing. And we'll start there.
My fear is always me being like super extra with the camera work and then you run it back and it's all just trash. Like it's just the worst shaking.
It looks like Cloverfield. Yeah. It's like the Blair Witch Project. Like there's a shot of me just like tweaking in the corner. Whoa, it's popping.
Yeah, it does seem more even.
It is simple, you know. Whoa. But it does look good. Even in the regular oil. Lard wing. Oil wing.
Right off the bat, they look identical.
Yeah. Thank you, chicken.
Thank you, chicken.
I am trying to cook you as gourmet as possible. James said they would take like 20 minutes. They always fight you that last little bit. Oh no, this drum is almost done. This drum is also almost done. So this is like part of, mostly part of the oyster. And I think tenderloins, just sort of smaller pieces. Just to keep it fair. Looks pretty good.
It looks delicious.
I mean, when you think of fried chicken, like, this is definitely what you think of. It looks like fried chicken. All right. Lard. Oil, lard, and oil.
I think this time there is slightly more browning on the oil bottom.
It's still really hard to tell.
It is still really close though. I mean, I'm just gonna get in real close. The bottom these are the oil ones. These are the lard. Yeah, to the naked eye, I'm really not seeing a difference, at least like visually.
Me either. This is the breast that I cut in half. And so I think this is a good test because we'll get the same exact piece of meat. And then also because it's thinner, we'll get full submersion as well.
Oh, that's true. So these are both each truly deep fried.
Yeah. And then I guess I'll just throw this tenderloin in with this as well. My testing pieces may be a little overdone, so that's not great, but you want to try one of these, like, just random meats? Cheers. Cheers. First impressions. I'm not sure if this is the oil, though. These are ones I lost track of. All right, I'll administer the test, okay? We'll do the wing.
Okay.
Wing test. Turn around. All right. Try a bite of this wing and tell me if you can tell what it is. All right, that's wing 1. Here's wing 2.
Wing 2 is the lard.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah, wing 1 was lard. Wing 2 is canola. So you thought the oil was better?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well, at least on the oil was actually just like a lot richer.
Try this drum.
Oh my.
And then
Hold on, give me a moment.
Okay.
That was heaven. Okay.
All right, what do you think?
Was 2 the lard?
Yes.
Okay.
You can tell the difference now?
I can tell the difference now. So the difference to me so far hasn't been in the flavor, it's the texture, like when you bite down.
Okay.
The lard seems to create a more even distribution of crispiness. It's still even with the oil, but it's just different.
I'm gonna try the breast.
Yeah.
All right, so this should be a pretty good 1-to-1. Okay, so this is the lard breast piece. I mean, that's really good. All right, now oil, vegetable oil breast piece. I can't tell which one I like better.
They're really similar.
They're both really good.
And another clean bone for proof of how good that was. Bam!
What do we think?
I am having a hard time choosing between the last one and this one, because I think what the last one had over this one was the layers of garlic. I'm giving this, and only because this is James Beard's favorite Southern recipe, like he says in his book, I'm giving this a B+. Only because I feel like this should have had more seasoning, more flavor than.
Yeah.
The texture and everything is divine, and like the flavor of the chicken itself is so good. I don't know, the garlic and Parmesan on that last one was just so good.
To me, this recipe, I think it's a good one to have. There's no frills to it. I think it's like a very salt of the earth fried chicken recipe. You know, it is like as simple as it gets, and it's pretty much just like comes down, I think, to the quality of meat and how well you cook it. And I think that like for a lot of people, this fried chicken recipe is kind of like, would be like how their grandma made fried chicken, you know what I mean? Where maybe like a more modern recipe might have like, oh yeah, cool things with the buttermilk. Cause the buttermilk crumblies was my favorite so far, cause I just like chewing on some breading.
I like chewing on some breading too.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I do, you're good. But yeah, I do think that there is kind of something special about this recipe though. And I think the James Beard fried chicken recipe has a lot of heart.
I think so too.
It does, it tastes, yeah, it kind of tastes like home. Tastes a little bit like my mom's. Maybe even more simple than my mom's, but in that genre.
I guess really like he does leave it very open. So maybe that's kind of on purpose for people to add more things.
The big things with this is plastic bag and lard. And to me, plastic bag, as far as the adding that to my repertoire of cooking good fried chicken, I'm not super sold on that yet. And then also not 100% sold on lard either. I think that like it's good, it's interesting, but I don't know, man, I'm just, like I know that there's definitely a lard flavor, but it's not strong enough for me to really pick up in any meaningful way. And because I guess I'm so like texture driven with my food, I still think that peanut oil delivers the best texture. Although I do think that just the regular vegetable oil held its own today in a real way. So maybe the devil is not in the details when it comes to this fried chicken recipe. Much to think about. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
It's delicious.
I might need to sit on this one.
Yeah.
This one was an interesting one.
We might need to bring lard and oil test back for another recipe.
Yeah, I can see that.
At the end of the day, the real test was, I guess, lard versus oil. And like, it's really hard to tell unless you're literally biting them side by side.
And even then, it's like,
So I guess the argument for lard is kind of like, in my opinion, like kind of like, why not just use oil?
yeah. Well, you heard it here first. Looks like pigs are safe, so.
Pigs are marked safe from fried chicken.
Yeah. I don't think that the taste benefit or texture benefit of using lard is enough to warrant the death of an animal, I guess. So, yeah, pigs are safe. Pigs are all right. Okay, well, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Click like and subscribe. I don't know. There's more videos on my channel of me trying out different fried chickens. And yeah, have a great night. Bye.